Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Women Who Rock with Success, which is an award-winning show for professional women. We profile a collective of amazing women who are thriving to build their brand. Women are handpicked in various fields who can provide credible information to build your business and lifestyle. We are live each Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Time, followed by our latest brand, Women Who Rock Investigates. To learn more about us, go to our website at www.womenwhorockwithsuccess.com. Now, let's join our podcast host in the studio, Mrs. Diane Winbush.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the podcast on today. This is your host, Ms. Diane Winbush. And so we're going to get started with our first guest for today, and we're going to be talking about web designing. And, of course, we all know that we need these essentials in order to be able to grow our products, services, and brand. So we welcome to the show this morning Abdullah. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I hope you're doing okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about you. What compelled you to get into the web designing area?
Well, when I was 12 years old back in the day, my family was going through a financial crisis, so I had to step up and take a few online courses about web development. And it's kind of sort of picked up from there. I started looking for online income, and it hasn't worked out so well. I started out with YouTube, trying to switch up things, until I created my first website. And when I created my first website, it was about books, I believe. I've made worksheets for grades who are younger than me, but unfortunately the website didn't go so well. So I just completely shut it down, and I started my current website, which is abdullahg.net. And on this website, I create pretty much websites and digital services for other people.
Okay, great. So with the web tech today, how important is it, would you say, that it is for a business owner to be able to have access to a website where visitors can be able to come in and see their products and services? What could you give to the audience in sharing with them the importance of having a website?
Yes, okay. So websites, unlike local businesses, they have a worldwide reach. And that alone is a very big pro when it comes to the world of the internet, because instead of just reaching the local residents in your area, you can ship to the whole world instead of just to the country you're in or the city you're in, pretty much. Having an online reach and an online audience obviously increases sales, increases the business's scale pretty hugely. Instead of, let's say, for example, the country I'm in, there are around 30 million residents. Instead of accessing just the 5 million that are in your city, you can access the whole country. Or even better, you can access the whole world. Or, for example, let's say the continent that you're in. And that is pretty much the biggest pro about websites, accessing more customers, which is what we all care about pretty much.
Okay, great. So how does WooTech, first of all, share a little bit to us about WooTech. What does WooTech do for the customers, and how would that be able to help build their, product and brand? Because website, it does a lot for business owners, professionals, celebrities, whatever business that a person may have, it does a lot for them. So tell us a little bit about what WooTech does.
Absolutely. I'd love to start with the WooTech is the old name of the business. The new name is Abdullah G Productions, or AG Productions for short. Secondly, our website provides digital services such as building websites from scratch or e-commerce stores, along with the digital art that come along with it. For example, let's say you need a logo, so we create that for you during the process. Along with, we also do photography sessions, so you pretty much just send us your product, and we take it to our studio, which is, right next to me, and we take a couple of photos to it, send you back the product along with your beautiful photos. We also provide services that are related to writing. So, for example, your website needs some writing done, so we just, for example, you have a blog, we write it for you, pretty nice and simple. So anything related to digital services is provided on our website.
Okay, great. So with WooTech, as far as especially WordPress is the one of the largest go-getters today for where individuals may utilize. So is that important for professionals to make sure that they are on the correct platform, because you have so many platforms that are out here that provide web designing services. So is WordPress one of your strong strengths for what you do?
Actually, WordPress is our main framework that we work on. You could say 99% of our websites are created on WordPress. We don't really exactly code websites from zero or from scratch, as they could say, because WordPress is already a big community and it quite has the reach and the scripts, and you can see the functionality that is pretty basic and pretty much needed for you to start designing right away without having the headache of building the website from zero. And that enables us to go from, let's say, the usual 2 to 4 weeks that most website businesses provide to create you a website to, let's say, 3 to 4 days with our company. Okay. That is pretty much the maximum time we've created a website in.
That's awesome. JavaScript has always been somewhat of a complicated type of tool for certain website builders and IT technicians. And so is that one of the tools that you all use to be able to create, or is this just something that you create from scratch, or is this your WooTech tools? Is this something that you create in regards to some sort of software for your clients?
Actually, JavaScript is already implemented into WordPress, and we don't quite really need to mess with that part too much because all we do is for example, a customer orders from us. We try to learn what the functionality they need is. For example, they need an e-commerce store. If they need an e-commerce store, we just process the payment gateways along with, let's say, the store and the functionality of the database, and that's pretty much it. It takes us more than 3 to 4 days to complete the website, and that is because our framework and codes are already ready as a base, as a standard, so we just simply copy-paste it and tweak it a little bit to give the user the experience they're looking for.
Okay, great. So what are some of the short-term goals that you would like to accomplish as an entrepreneur? We're going to talk about you for these last couple of questions. What are some of the long-term, the short-term? We're going to start with the short-term goals of what you would like to achieve as a web developer. Do you see this growing into something even of a larger brand that you would like to do?
I absolutely do, yes. I would love to digitalize the world, make people more accessible to the online world along with websites and anything related to that sort of online world, make people more comfortable with using their computers, shopping online, having ease of access to websites, and pretty much pushing businesses towards the worldwide reach that everyone is trying to achieve without the hassle and the headache of it.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Okay. So what are some of the long-term goals that you would like to accomplish as a web developer? So let's break this down. So take, for instance, you have individuals that they market in different types of fields. Take, for instance, like real estate. They operate in different type of other fields as technology or what have you, and then later on, they turn it into a monetizing even greater, where you see like the Property Brothers. They started off, as real estate brokers. Now they train and they teach. They go around the United States or perhaps maybe around the globe, and they teach individuals about, the proper ways of their technology in real estate and how they can be able to help others to be able to grow in that area. Because of course, we just don't remain stagnant on one particular thing. So what would be a long-term goal, effort that you see yourself in this WooTech world that you have accomplished already?
Well, to be very completely honest, my current goal is to push my company and myself forward to have more and more, let's say, customers, or you can say companies that we work with that are big time and have a big scale, such as you can, for example, say make a contract with Apple or iPhone or maybe Android or something like that. As of the current time, we're quite moving into that direction, but we still have a few milestones to go.
Okay, great. So how has this been rewarding for you as an entrepreneur? You know, I know the first thing you shared with me, you know, of your age and what have you, and I think that is so awesome. A lot of times individuals, it may take them a while to get into the entrepreneur field, you know, and sometimes it may take a while for some individuals to be able to crack some of these digital texts that are available. You know, it can be time-consuming and brain-teasing to be able to even think about trying to, you know, create a website or what have you. So in that perspective, how has that been rewarding for you as a young entrepreneur?
To be very completely honest, I have always been fascinated with the world of, you can say, business and web development and computers. I've actually had my first computer when I was 3, and I have only changed it after my business picked up. Since I was 3 until I was around 14 or 13, I had the exact same computer that I've always had. And when I reached around 14 or 15 years old, the computer busted, unfortunately. And that is when I got my new computer, and I actually got really, really into the world of business. And that is pretty much how I got into the world of business. I actually got the equipment that I needed, and then I just simply built my way up there. I've managed my time between my studies, obviously being a high schooler, and an entrepreneur isn't very easy at the same time, especially that I was still under the legal age at that time, but now I've turned 18 very, very lately, just a couple of days back, and that is quite the biggest milestone that I've reached in quite a while, reaching 18 years old and writing everything under my name. The business, instead of writing it under my parents' name, it's now under officially my name, which is why we've changed it from the WooTech to AG Productions.
Okay, wow, that is so awesome, wow, because I'm pretty sure it is kind of challenging having to be able to have all of this brilliance in the mind, and then you have to go to school, and then you have to get your degrees and studies and what have you in high school, and then you have this media tech mind and what have you, and then you're also trying to be able to incorporate all of that together. So I think that is so wonderful. So with the last question, Abdullah, we would love for you to be able to share with our listeners as to how they can be able to connect with you, any social media platforms that you would like to be able to share, where they can be able to find you, and, of course, your links and any upcoming endeavors that you may have. You can be able to do that at this time.
To be very completely honest, well, you can quite say that. Well, let's put it in this way. In the next few days, I'm working on a new project, which is a little new project for, well, in Saudi Arabia, and it is quite interesting because this is the first biggest personal project that I've ever taken on. Being like, after obviously AG Productions and everything, this is the first biggest project that, well, you can say that is completely under my own control without the interference of my team or anything like that. It's like I am the very head of everything in this project, and that really, really inspires me to keep pushing forward and, you know, move in the right direction.
Okay, great. That's powerful. Okay, Abdullah, we would like to thank you for being our guest on today on the Women Who Rock with Success Show Media. And listeners, you know, we got other shows that are coming up today, and we thank you for tuning in and being with us all day long through our broadcast media. So once again, Abdullah, thank you so much for being our guest on the show.
One last thing I'd love to mention before we go off the line is I'd love to thank firstly, my parents, obviously, for trusting me with their bank accounts at such a young age and trusting me with their finances and giving me a chance to, well, thrive. And I also love to thank another anonymous person, which I'm sure they're listening to this interview right now, and I'm really happy that they are, and I'm happy that they have really, really changed my life since the day I've met them. And I'm not going to lie, but she is a really, really beautiful person, so I highly do suggest everyone look for that very special person to push them and complete their second half pretty much. So, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So everyone have a great day.
You too, thanks.